Have you ever felt like life is a prison, forced to work 40 hours a week for most of your life just to put a roof over your head and food on the table? That's how I felt when I was younger, and I dreaded a most basic part of life: working. My aspirations were to philosophize and write, not drive to some office or factory to do monotonous tasks for the next 40 years of my life. This made me depressed and unmotivated as I distracted my growing anxiety with smoking
That's
cigarettes and weed,
hilarious.
binge watching my favorite shows,
Yes,
playing
let's
hours of
go.
video games, and developed an unhealthy addiction to looking at other things. These bad habits were only conditioning me to further failures in life, socially, financially, and emotionally. I didn't have any motivation to change where my future was headed, preferring instead to numb myself in my distractions. Then one night, I ended up in a hospital after failing to unalive myself. Years later, I was working again and on a path to break free of my addictions. I had big debts haunting me and low-paying jobs sustaining me, so my anxiety was still high, but I pushed myself through it. Around then, I decided to go to church. I was missing a certain social friendliness that I had experienced when I attended church as a teenager. Over the next few months, I began to make changes in my life. A big one was getting off cigarettes. I also made other habits, like reading my Bible and praying daily instead of just on Sunday. My life took a significant turn as I studied the teachings of Jesus and applied them to my life. I felt led to make other changes in my life, like saving sexual activity for purposes within marriage, and even quitting saying curse words, both out loud and in my head. I learned to do that by telling myself to be a blessing instead of a curse. Living by these principles gave my life new, wholesome feelings that my past addictions had numbed me to, and I feel I was then able to emotionally and mentally mature in a more proper way. Thank you, Lord.